Hey there, kids. It's me, Oni the Unicorn. And I'm here to tell you that f***ing your dreams ain't cheap. In fact, it costs a ton of cash to do. So that's why me and the Oh No Radio Show need your help. Just go to the website displayed below and hit us up with some cash, yo. $1, $5, fuck, $1 million if you have it to spare. Any amount is appreciated. Well, I gotta go because these dreams ain't gonna fuck themselves. See ya!
And welcome back to another edition of the Oh No Wrestling Podcast. Special edition today where we're going to be doing a little AEW Revolution prediction. My name is Owen, and along with me today, my name is Owen, the Sharpbraid Kid. And along with me today is my good friend Duncan, the king of Bong Style. Unfortunately, our champion, for which this predictions competition revolves around, our champion can't even be here today, the modern-day Maharaja Matthew. But that's fine. He sent in his predictions ahead of time so that we could read them out.
And predictions by proxy.
Exactly. Kind of puts him at a slight disadvantage because, as we know, the champion advantage is being able to be the last in predictions. So it's kind of like a handicap match for him in a sense this time.
It's like a handy job match.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, do you want to just hop right into it, buddy?
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good card. It's a
great card. I was looking at it. It's been... Some of these matches have been really tough to call.
I agree.
And, ooh, that tastes like Pizza Hut from last night. Lord. But I'm really looking forward to this pay-per-view in a way that I haven't been looking forward to several AEW pay-per-views recently.
This is interesting. I mean, it almost feels like Revolution somehow become like their biggest pay-per-view all of a sudden. Like, is that just me or like?
No, it definitely feels like it, and I don't know if it's because we're conditioned for like the beginning of the year to sort of be that restart period.
Maybe, yeah.
But it just feels so much bigger. It feels so much bigger than All Out did.
Yeah.
Like All Out, and then what did we have?
Was it Full Gear then Double or Nothing?
Full Gear. Well,
I can't remember the order.
Yeah, Double or Nothing's in May.
Yeah.
So, like, Double or Nothing was the first pay-per-view I think they did.
When's All Out?
All Out's in September.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it must be Double or Nothing. Do they fit Full Gear in between Double or Nothing and All Out? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But
in any case, I'm very excited about this card.
Yeah, same here. We've got a pre-show, the buy-in, which they did announce the match that's going to be on there. It's a tag match between Riho and Thunder Rosa tag teaming with Britt and Rebel versus Britt and Rebel. This one's interesting too because, you know, Britt Britt, we thought Britt was going to go a lot further in the eliminator tournament, and
Yeah.
I think we all thought she was probably going to win it. So the fact that
I
she,
thought she was going to win it. Yeah, I figured that we'd be talking about her versus Sheeta later.
yes, but we are not, unfortunately. So that kind of led me to think that, yeah, it should probably be Britt and Rebel that win. But I don't know. Riho's just kind of come back, and I think they kind of want to make her look strong. Thunder Rosa is super popular. Maybe it could lead to a feud between Riho and Thunder Rosa. Like maybe there's something there. There's the possibility of maybe even a Brit and Rebel split type thing that could happen. So you've got that
Mhm.
option. Matthew went ahead and did predict that it would be Britt Baker and Rebel winning.
Right.
Um, and you know what? I really wanted to kind of go Riho Thunder Rosa, but I tend to agree with him, and I'm also going to go Britt
Yeah,
Baker
and
Rebel.
I was thinking the same, and I was like, I also want to go Riho Thunder Rosa, but I feel like Britt Baker is too hot
Yeah,
right now, and she
taking
has.
another loss might not be the best idea at the
I
moment.
don't think it is, especially after that injury that she just had to deal with,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, it's not. Especially when it was sort of a man, it was a real shock when she lost to
Who did?
Nyla. I
Was it
thought
not?
for
Yeah, it was
sure.
Nyla. Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
like obviously on paper it looks like that would be a squash, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like Britt Baker should have. I don't know. I like the David versus Goliath story that they could have told that, but I feel like yeah, it should be Britt and Rebel take the win on that one. So
And I will add that the final match for that eliminator tournament that happened on this past week's Dynamite with Nyla Rose and gosh, forgive me when I butcher this name, but Riho Mizunami, I think that's right.
yeah,
Wow, Nyla looked really good in that match. Probably the best she's looked in any match in AEW, in my opinion. I thought
I
she
mean,
looked
I
really
usually
good.
don't. I don't think Nyla usually looks that bad.
No. She's not like a Nia Jax
I was gonna say.
character. Like as much as you can kind of make some comparisons just because of their size or what have you,
Yeah,
uh,
but that's about
but that's
all you
about
have,
it,
really.
really. I think
Yeah.
Nyla's come a long way, and I'm happy to see that they've. I'm surprised they haven't brought the nun gimmick to TV yet. Like the nun gimmick that
Yeah,
they're doing on BTE. Maybe that's just a BTE thing that'll stay that way, but
I think it's a little too inside, and I just like I don't know that the audience that doesn't watch BTE
yeah.
isn't
With
gonna.
I think you could eventually get it over on TV. I think it would work. I love it. I love the gimmick. I think it's funny as hell, like the naughty nurses type thing with her and Vicky, and yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm very sort of like indifferent to it. I
Mm.
don't hate it, but I don't love it. But I just think that from a larger audience perspective, you're not going to get necessarily. I don't know that you're going to get a draw of new
Yeah,
audience
yeah, that's
with
fair. That's fair.
that. So
Moving on, though. Moving on. Of course, we're gonna have to guess with some of these as to far as the order of the
oh
matches, but we do
Christ,
know,
yeah.
the opening match. We have been
Yes.
told by Tony Khan that the opening match will be the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, the champions, versus the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho and MJF with Wardlow, tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I think this one's pretty obvious. Uh, you wanna take it first since
Yeah,
I went
yeah.
last time?
It's Young Bucks all day.
Yeah, and of course, Matthew says exactly the same. This, you think this is the catalyst now to the MJF Jericho sort of split feud.
I think so. Potentially, you see Sammy Guevara get involved,
Oh, good call. He
and
could cost the match.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think that, and then that you have a little bit. You can draw out the MJF Jericho thing a little bit longer by having Sammy versus the like go back and forth with the two of them, and then you can save Jericho MJF for potentially double or nothing.
yeah. And that'll be that'll work. They can stretch
And
it out that
that'd be a big
far.
money.
Did
Yeah,
you happen? I guarantee you haven't listened to it yet. But MJF and Jericho did a podcast. One of Talk is Jericho. It was the two of them completely in character the whole time.
Oh, Jesus
The
Christ.
whole like I don't like to listen to a ton of Jericho's podcasts anymore, but this one just because they were just kayfabe the entire time was absolutely hysterical, and it really worked. It was cool to actually see, like, because it's so rare in this
Right.
day and age when
Well, and MJF doesn't do a whole lot of interviews either.
for that reason. I mean, I think he
Right.
likes to keep up the
Oh, he loves to keep the gimmick alive.
Yes.
And he is kind of that guy. Like,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that he is. I remember seeing his mom in Vegas in a gift shop, and she was just wearing a Mother of MJF shirt. Like, I'm like, okay. But he did an interview on the High Spots Network with Dan Barry from Team Tremendous.
Okay.
And it's called "Sorry You're Watching This," and it's with Dan Barry and Jeff. They refer to him as Jeff, MJEFF,
Okay.
the whole time. So that's why I refer to him as Jeff all the time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so that's if you can find it.
Was he in kayfabe in that one, or was he playing it more loose?
It was years before he sort of like broke onto this main scene, so it's a little bit more
Real,
like real life.
Yeah,
but there's still that
the tinge.
Yeah, so it's a good listen if you can find it or watch it.
I'll check that out.
But yeah, I think that
The
Bucks all day.
Bucks all day.
Dude, you can't attack Papa Buck.
No, exactly. You can't do that. And it's too soon to take the belts off them, especially with the prestige that they, they hold their tag division to such a high standard. They're not going to just hot potato belts in that division.
And does the Inner Circle
need
does
it?
That variation of the Inner Circle need it? Do
No.
Jericho and MJF need the titles?
No, because there's so much more story going on there without it anyway. So yeah, complete agreement. Moving on, we'll just go, I guess, do Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks with Taz versus Darby Allin and Sting. Now, on paper, or instantly, like, I went straight with, well, it's going to be Darby and Sting. I mean, that's obvious. But is it? It
is.
I mean, it is, and that is going to be my pick. But you could make an argument that Team Taz kind of needs a big win at some point soon too.
Yeah.
And with
they do the
and with Taz possibly getting involved, maybe costing getting involved, costing the match, maybe setting something up with him and Sting or something at some point. Like,
I mean, maybe
there's that. Like that's my only argument with it, really.
My only argument with it is I don't think that you can do the same thing to Sting in AEW that you did with him in WWE and have him immediately come in and lose.
Exactly, and I don't think they will, and I think that this is a great opportunity to bring him in, and with his first match back, in how many years, it's pretty logical that it's going to be it's Darby and Sting, so all across the board.
All three of us we're all going Team Stang.
Team Stang. We'll do the women's match next. Hikaru Shida, the champion, versus, again, like I said, Ryo Mizunami, who I'd never heard of before before this Eliminator tournament and before I saw her on Dynamite against Nyla Rose the other night. Never heard of her, but was suitably impressed with her. I think this might be a sleeper match. I think this could easily be a lot better than most people think it will be. I guarantee you they've worked together before in the past, and that Sheeta's probably handpicked this, to kind of handpick the whole thing, because I know she was involved in the booking of the whole tournament. So I can't see them doing a belt swap here, and I think Matthew did indeed, of course, pick Shida. So once again, I'm gonna do the same.
We all are.
Yeah, we all are. And right now, it's gonna come down to a couple of matches, and I think we know which
I think
couple it's gonna be.
I think, but I also think there's gonna be a lot more. There might be a little bit more variety.
Yeah, as we
in
get
these
further.
last matches. Bit.
Yeah. So moving on, Adam Page versus Matt Hardy. And the big money match. The winner receives the loser's 2021 first quarter earnings, which is kind of a stupid stipulation, really, because that
I
means
love it,
it kind of means nothing though to us viewers, and I don't know.
but it's what's more
Matt
universal
Hardy,
to viewers than
the money,
money.
yeah. I just
At the end of the day, like that's what all of this is about, right? It's about money. Um, I think that honestly, I think that this could be great, and you have an opportunity for there to be a huge like comedic moment.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I will go ahead and say that my pick is Big Money Hardy. Big Money Matt
Ooh,
Hardy.
interesting.
I'm going a little bit. I think I'm going opposite of. I'm definitely going opposite of Matthew. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure I'm going opposite of you as well.
Well, it was one that I was on the fence with. I will absolutely say that it was definitely one that I could see it going either way.
Oh, for sure.
Matt Hardy, of course, has been paying people off left and right lately to do his evil bidding. That could easily
Which
play
I
into
do
things.
love.
Yeah.
But also I think there's still a more. Here's my issue. Is I don't think that we can push like we all want to see Hangman start to get his comeuppance, right?
Yep.
But that cannot happen until after Kenny Omega has done a very long-term run with that title.
Agreed.
So
We're not there yet in the story. We're not
we're
there.
a year
We're
from
a year from it. You're right.
at minimum because he's going to come out. We'll get there, but after this match, Omega starts to go on his belt collecting tour.
Yes, I agree, and I do think all of us would be in agreement that Hangman is the right guy. That when the day comes to take the belt off Kenny, Hangman should be the guy to probably do it.
Absolutely. I just think that there's a long-term sort of redemption arc to push with Hangman if you do it right and have him sort of like go on this steady decline.
Yep. I mean,
Until he comes.
you make a solid argument. I think I'm still gonna stick with Hangman.
Yeah, of course.
But you do make a solid argument. It's also easy to forget that Hangman was almost the first AEW champion.
Very true.
It was between him and Jericho, and at that time, it wasn't very obvious to all of us at that point that Jericho would be taking it. So
that's very true. I just think that I don't know. I think Hangman needs to still hit bottom.
Yeah, to hit for that moment when he finally gets the belt for it to mean so much more. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the comedy moment that there is for it.
Yeah.
Is
something with Dark Order or
no? How much money has Hangman made in the first quarter? How many matches has he had in the first quarter?
How much is he drunk away?
Well, exactly. There's also that. So you got to look at it like that. Like there's a really good oh yeah, you want my first quarter earnings? I had 2 matches. There you go. There's $5,000.
Oh, that would be funny if they did something like that. That would be really cool. That would be really
I think like there's a moment that's good classic pro wrestling with a little bit of a twist. So
yeah, I like it. I like it. Next, we'll go ahead and do the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Revolution
for a future AEW TNT Championship match. By the way, pops me every time. This one, of course, one of the hardest matches to call on the card. These matches tend to be, of course, when you have so many competitors.
And so many competitors and so many worthy competitors.
Very much so. Very much so. Now, I'll go ahead and say, I'll preface this, that Matthew went with Penta El Zero. And, you know, I don't think it's Penta as much as I would like it.
I want it to be Penta. I don't think it is either.
I've got two other ways that this one could go. I don't think
I
it's.
do too, funny enough.
I don't think it's the TBA. I don't think it's the
Oh,
TBA.
you don't.
I
Interesting.
think really, if it's not Penta, if it's not the TBA, then it's either Scorpio Sky or Lance Archer. Those would be the two.
Yeah.
And I think that because Lance Archer's kind of had his shot at that TNT championship and failed, that it's not him. So I'm going to go with Scorpio Sky to win
So
this
you want to know
match.
something fun? If you look at
Yeah.
that's who I originally had, and then I started thinking about the TBA.
Yeah, who I've got no idea on this one. I don't know if it's. Do you think it's someone from within the company or outside?
I think it's Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. Okay.
I think it's all ego Ethan Page.
I'm not super familiar with Ethan Page.
because he was an Impact guy.
Right. And yeah.
So
Especially during that time, that period, or
I mean, it was fairly recently that he was an Impact guy. He was the
Right.
Karate Man.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and that was sort of a thing that he just developed to get himself over, like to pop himself, because he learned how to do a green screen,
Right.
like
Right.
on his Twitch stream or whatever. So, and then they just kind of didn't know what to do with him, and then TNA essentially on one of their pay-per-views, not TNA Impact, I'm sorry, had a Ethan Page versus the Karate Man match.
Oh, that's funny.
And it was a cinematic match, and at the end of the match, the Karate Man ripped out Ethan Page's heart,
like
and
Mortal
was like-
Kombat style.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then his contract expired, and that was it. So that's like the only person that I can think of
Mhm.
that it might be.
We don't
And
have
if it's-
confirmation that he signed, though. No.
I have no confirmation of anything. This is pure speculation.
Speculation.
Rumors. Speculation. So if it's Ethan Page, I think he wins it.
Okay.
And otherwise, but because you got to think about the TNT championship, right? Like who's going to be good
Right.
to go against Darby.
And and that's kind of why I went with Scorpio as well, because they've been slowly, like, he's kind of getting more heelish as well.
He is turning more frustrated about the fact that he is like, dude, when the very first bar wrestling I ever went to, the very first match was Scorpio Sky versus Brian Cage.
Wow.
And people, when Scorpio Sky was introduced, they were chanting the best, the best.
Oh, yeah.
The best.
He's a fan favorite for damn sure.
He's a fan favorite, and also like I believe he was in Lucha Underground. Like he's very, like, he's fucking good.
Yeah, he is.
So,
And he's been kind of overlooked, really.
he has been, and he's cut some promos that have gotten some attention, and that's why you and I are on the same page.
You're going with
Scorpio
it.
Sky.
You're going with it. All right.
Because I think Cody's had his moment. He doesn't need it, especially because Brandy's going to have a kid.
It's not Cody. It's definitely not Cody.
No.
And
A lot of the internet seems to think that it's going to be Cody.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
So, but I do think that if it's Ethan Page, that Ethan Page will win it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Fair enough. Well, that's and what I found interesting as well, that in an interview just the other day I listened to with Tony Khan, he said that of course it's a ladder match, so what do you, for a championship opportunity, what do you hang above the ring? It will be a brass ring that you have to grab. And bravo.
okay.
Bravo.
Cheers. Well done, sir.
Well done, sir.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's constantly doing shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Tony Khan. I think he would be a fun guy to hang out with too. Like he just seems
I think
like
he would too.
I think he's like just a nice guy. Next we will go ahead and I guess do Miro and Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford versus the Best Friends Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Matthew has gone for Miro and Kip Sabian, And I completely disagree.
I also do as well. God damn it, Owen.
I know. Well, I mean, uh, I think it has to be Orange and Chuck E. T for the comeuppance of everything that sort of. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
they kind of got some of that at the wedding thing, but not really. This could possibly be the way you. I mean, you got to separate Miro and Kip Sabian. Like,
Yep.
it's not working.
No.
This would be the way to do it. You know,
You have Miro be so upset by the loss that he snaps and destroys Kip.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
And then you have him beat the shit out of Kip in a couple of matches, right? Like have them do a small series, get Miro some momentum back.
Get him away from Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor as well. Like
Yes,
that's been going
exactly.
on far too long at this point.
And it hasn't worked.
It's not gone anywhere. It's not gone anywhere.
That's the problem. Like AEW is usually really good when stuff isn't working.
To pivot.
Yeah.
And they haven't with this.
No. And I think it's partly because Trent's injured and they're like, well, what else do we do?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's going to be a while too.
Yeah.
He was out for, it's going to be like almost a year or something, wasn't it? It was like 9
Yeah,
months or
something like
crazy.
that. All right. So Matthew went Penta on the ladder.
Yeah. We got 2 matches left. Yeah, 2 matches left. We'll actually do the main event first because I think all of us are going to pick the same one.
Of course.
Kenny Omega.
There's not a prayer in hell that John Moxley wins that match.
No.
Not with Renee being so close to having a baby. Not with the 75 times that he's mentioned, maybe I just need to go away for
exactly. He's been foreshadowing this for quite a while. He's going to have that. He's going to do some stuff in probably New Japan Strong for a little bit and then disappear for a while, have the baby, and then come back. And when he comes back, it'll be massive. It'll be huge. Give us 6 months without Moxley. As much as I don't want it to maybe be that long, I think if you did it that way and you get what was that long, I think the return on the investment that you get from that is going to be just massive.
Absolutely. I also think this is another problem, right? Like you can't bring Moxley back too quickly and just send him right back into the main event scene if Kenny isn't done with the whole collector thing.
Yep.
And not only that, but then like how long do you let Hangman have the belt after that? Theoretically, supposing it's Hangman.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that's not failed to mention also that it's an exploding barbed wire death match.
Oh, I have a boner.
I
love exploding barbed wire death matches. Did you see Kenny's tweet today with the little drawings?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, hold on. It is amazing. I will text it to you.
Like the drawings of how it's like gonna look or like
dude. It's so funny. Come on, show it to me. In a tweet, there it is. I'm gonna send you this. This is what oh god damn it. Share tweet via right there. Send. So this is the it's the drawing of and it's got the ring and in the middle it says exploding barbed wire ropes with arrows to all 4 corners. And it's got little stick figures of John Moxley that says Mox with an arrow pointed. It looks like something
with his
Deadpool.
Shitty beard, with his beard and everything.
With his shitty beard. It looks like something Deadpool drew.
Yeah.
And
Mox, explosion, barbed wire. Oh, so they're gonna have exploding platforms with more barbed wire on the outside of the ring.
3 corners. On 3 sides
3 sides of the ring because they can't really put it on a stage, I would imagine. Up top.
So and also the barbed wire ropes when you go into them
they explode. Yeah.
And there's a countdown timer that when the countdown timer goes off, whatever hasn't gone
30-minute countdown timer until all explosives in and around the ring detonate.
Correct.
Holy shit.
Yes.
So the match is going at least 30 minutes is basically what's happening there.
It's going to go at least 30 minutes because there's no way you're not going to see that countdown
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
explosion happened.
And
because that's
they'll probably do one of those things that I know I've seen it in Japanese matches before, where like, the sirens start going
Yep.
off, and like there'll be lights like
the old Terry Funk, Cactus Jack,
yeah.
IWA King of the Deathmatch tournament that I used to have on VHS, and fuck, I wish I still did.
Oh, okay. So wait, it says 3 sides of the ring ropes wrapped in barbed wire.
Yes, I
So
think
one will be a regular set of ropes.
it
Is
would
that-
have to be the stage side, I would think, so that you can get into the ring.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Wow.
So,
This is gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. I can't
dude,
wait to
it's
see
gonna
it.
be. It is not going. They keep saying too. They're like, it is not going to be a faint of heart wrestling match.
It's not
Like,
gonna be pretty.
no, you haven't. I don't think we've seen anything like this in America in years.
No, I mean, and especially not
Well,
by a
no,
major
I take that back.
promotion.
I take that back. GCW does it like every other day.
That's but no, sorry, not a lot of people are watching that, and in comparison to who will be watching
Sure.
this. Like this is gonna be
yeah,
this
so,
is gonna
like-
be a first time for a lot of people seeing anything like this.
Correct. And it is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Really looking forward to it.
Yep. And I'm really looking forward to Kenny Omega walking out with the title.
Final match. Does this also still have a TBA attached to it, or did
No,
they
got
announce-
everybody.
They
They
got
announced
everybody. I think that happened today or something, didn't it?
It happened about an hour ago.
Yeah. Can you help me with finding who that
So
last
we've
team
got-
is?
We've got Bear Country,
Yes.
Bear Boulder and Bear Bronson versus the Dark Order,
Yeah.
Alex Reynolds and John Silver, versus the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson.
It's gonna be funny.
Versus the Dark Order.
There'll be some funny spots with that too.
Yes. Versus the Dark Order, Alan Angels, and Preston Vance.
So that was the one that they announced then.
No,
I think it was. Yeah. Because my Wikipedia page from like Wednesday with all the matches, that's when it still had the TBA, and that's the only one it didn't have.
Okay, so it had the Inner Circle of Santana and Ortiz,
Yeah.
Butcher and the Blade, Private Party, the Death Triangle, Pac and Phoenix.
Which, man, like,
Yes. And then also you think about, if you're thinking about matches against the Young Bucks, the Seidel brothers.
okay,
Matt and
so
Mike.
no, I was wrong. This doesn't have the Death Triangle on it. So maybe
Dude,
one
hold
of
on.
the
I got a bunch of. So we've got 3 Dark Orders,
wow.
Bear Country,
Yeah,
the Inner Circle,
Santana Ortiz. Yeah,
Butcher and the Blade,
yeah.
Private Party,
Uh-huh.
Death Triangle, the Seidel brothers,
Oh,
Gun Club, Austin and Colton Gunn,
this has changed a little bit then. Wow.
the Pretty Picture, which is Pretty Peter Avalon and Cesar Bonani,
Okay, yeah.
SCU, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian,
Yeah.
the Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall,
Jesus, how many teams are in this match?
the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison, and Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Count those.
Yes, sir.
Please. It's just it's
we
like
have
is that
1,
10?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have to scroll up 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Jesus. Wow. Okay.
15 team casino. So 30-man tag team battle royal.
Which is kind of, I think, aren't they setting this up more like a rumble as well?
Yes.
I think they come. They don't all start in the ring at the same time. I believe. I think they do come in intervals.
I'm not
I want to
sure.
say I read that somewhere. I think that was a recent development that yeah, it was being done. Now, what I don't understand, if that is the case, does one member of the team come out at a time, or do both members come out at the same time?
No,
and
I would
enter?
think both of them would. Okay, so the casino battle royale, in its normal way, it's like where you start with 5 people and then they bring out like the next group. So,
Yeah.
a variation of that match. Instead of being contested between individual singles, the match will feature tag teams. The rules in terms of entrance also differs. The order of entrance is based on a lottery. 2 tag teams start the match, and every 90 seconds a new team enters. Individual
So that
eliminations
is very much Rumble-ish then.
Yes. Yeah. It's just fucking fast. Individual eliminations occur when a wrestler has gone over the top rope, both feet to hit the floor. A team is eliminated when both members of the team have been eliminated.
Gotcha. So yeah, it was like that one that we were confused about a couple weeks ago. They did a tag team battle royal, and we were like, we don't know if it's like one member or both members. Like, you know, like
WWE would do that, and they would be like, if
one of them is out, then you're both out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
we remember when we first saw that when we were at Double or Nothing, and that first battle royal, the first casino battle royal happened. We were so goddamn confused as to what the rules were. Like,
had no idea.
And then there was
Didn't also help we were fucking stoned
and drunk.
Oh,
it was a good time. It
was a good time. 4 rows back, right behind Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, indeed. Oh man, it was so funny. Then it's just like, I was like, fuck Tony Schiavone. He was a turd, and then now I absolutely love him.
What happens?
That being said, though, I have this weird feeling we're all gonna pick the same one. On the count of three. On the count of three. One,
I'm not.
2.
I'm not.
Santana and Ortiz.
Reynolds and Silver.
Oh, awesome.
I'm torn between Reynolds and Silver or Santana and Ortiz, right? Like, I think that Santana and Ortiz probably will win, and that's why I haven't circled them. I have Reynolds and Silver or Proud and Powerful. And part of me is just like, well, why? Like, I don't know. Part of me feels like the Dark Order needs a little something.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do it, it has to be Silver. It has to
if
be
it's going to be
Silver and
one,
Reynolds.
if it's going to be one of the Dark Order teams, it would have to be.
It would have to.
Like,
I love Evil Uno and Stu Grayson,
Yeah.
but like they've had their moment. So
I just think it's time for Santana and Ortiz, and I think we're just going to get a series of banger matches against them and the Young Bucks.
And that was also my thinking too, because it is time for Santana and Ortiz because they can't be treated like a comedy act for much longer. Like, they need to come out swinging. So I'm going P&P. So we'll all go.
Okay, so you're switching. You are switching.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I was just like, I need to talk it out.
Yeah.
So we all went on that one too. But I think that I would love to see Reynolds and Silver win, but if it was any other champions but the Young Bucks.
Exactly. If it was SCU still holding the belts or something, then it would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely, that would be great. Or FTR.
Or FTR even. By the way,
those
the chemistry that FTR and Jurassic Express had in that match the other night, I was just blown away how cool that was. Like, that was a really, really well thought out match. All around a great go-home show, by the way. But
it was. And dude, and Tully?
Good God, man.
Did you see the AEW singles rankings for this week?
No. Is he on there?
No, number 10.
That's hilarious.
Tully Blanchard, number 10.
That's
ranked
great.
Wrestler in All Elite Wrestling in 2021.
Insanity.
And while we're talking about that,
sure,
the moment with Sean Spears, I was like, yes.
This is the way to rebuild him too.
And then Arn coming out of the tunnel and JJ being out there. And I'm just like, so you can literally have every living Four Horsemen member but Flair show up.
Yeah, because you absolutely reminded me the other day that Sting was one time a member of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
Which is,
there's been a lot of bad members of the Four Horsemen. Sting was not one of them.
That would have been, of course, way pre-Crow Sting.
Way.
Yeah.
Way. Yeah, let me.
Yeah, what, man. I must have been way too young. I have like this very, very vague, like when you said it, I'm like, yeah. Like, but I don't think I ever actually watched that. Like I've seen that probably retrospectively, like
Yeah. So Sting and Sid Vicious,
oh yeah.
1989 to 91.
Wow.
And also, it was funny that I didn't realize that the Horsemen only started in 85.
Which, yeah, if you were to trivia me on that before you told me, it would have been late 70s for damn sure. I would have guessed.
Yeah.
I thought it dated back to like NWA pre, like
I
something
thought so
pre,
too. I
way
thought it
pre
was definitely in the
WCW.
70s. So you've got Flair, Arn, Ole Anderson,
Of
and
course.
Tully Blanchard.
Yeah,
But you've also had Lex Luger, Barry Windham, Sting, Sid Vicious, Paul Roma, Brian Pillman, Chris Benoit.
Pillman was a fucking
Pillman was Horseman, from 95 to 96.
wow.
Yep. Benoit from 95 to
I
97.
remember Benoit.
Yep. And Steve McMichael, Mongo.
Okay.
Jeff Jarrett for a minute. Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, and
Remember
Dean
that.
Malenko.
And
And Dean Malenko was
remember
one of
that.
the final incarnations of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah. Because it sort of like then turned into them like in a way kind of like the insiders, right? What are they called? The when like Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, and they all Benoit. When they all came in. Oh, what?
They didn't call them the Outsiders
Mm,
because that was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
yeah.
Oh, fuck. Hang on. Now I gotta look it up. ECW, the Radicals
The Radicals. Yeah, I knew
with a Z.
with a Z.
Radicals with a Z.
Because it was the 90s.
The 90s, yes. It was the 2000s, even more.
Well, yeah. Early 2000s,
Okay.
late 90s, it all blends.
All right, so let's get into the thing that we're all wanting to talk about.
The big
Unfortunately,
question.
Matthew isn't here. This is not an official prediction. Our official
No.
predictions are locked in.
Locked in.
Only a couple of variations on there, but I think that it's going to make those matches a little more fun to watch.
Absolutely. And it's fun to just talk about the matches as well because, like even the predictions things for us and our entertainment. We understand that.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's more fun just to actually just analyze and go through kind of like our thought process on how these matches are going to go and what develops with storylines and so on and so forth. But the biggest story in wrestling right now really is who the Hall of Fame worthy talent is that's going to be coming in to AEW, signing a multi-year deal, by the way, is what has been said. Tony Khan
is a male.
And is a male and is a wrestler. As
yes.
These
and
were the
is one of
developments.
Tony Khan's favorites from when he was younger. Yeah.
Ooh, dude. Well, yeah. I mean, that really solidifies who I think it is then, and I think it was who we talked about earlier in the day.
If you base it on the video on his Instagram, like, come on,
it's Kurt Angle.
I want to see it.
I think it's going to be Kurt Angle. I think it all adds up with him doing the podcast with Conrad.
Although, let's be real, we all know who it's really gonna be. And that's Akeem the African Dream.
But he comes back as One Man Gang.
No. He comes back as Akeem the African Dream. Like, that's why it's Akeem the African Dream.
Who is not very African looking. I don't know if you ever noticed that.
Looks a lot like Conrad Thompson, to be fair.
Dude, oh my God, that figure too? Like,
yeah.
That looks exactly like Conrad Thompson. But some of the other, possibilities that have been thrown out there are interesting.
Christian is another strong one that I've heard.
Yeah, but then there's reports that he's just signed a deal with WWE or something.
But that apparently is not true.
Really?
And the deal that he signed was with Fox, and that deal is now expired. So Christian
might be on the table.
Consider a Hall of Fame talent,
and that would fit with Tony Khan's age bracket as well for somebody that he would have been a fan of younger life.
Yeah, I think Angle does too.
He absolutely does. I mean, because Tony Khan's, he's like my age, isn't he? He's like
probably.
He's like 34, 35, something like that.
I hate him. I mean, I love him. But
Yeah. Fuck you, buddy, with all your money.
Oh, fuck you, buddy.
Who else do we hear? Bully Ray was kind of thrown around out there.
Yeah, which
Um,
I'm not.
I wouldn't hate.
I wouldn't hate that either.
I wouldn't hate. I threw one at you last night, and you're just like, you don't bring that evil into the world.
Don't bring that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Tony Khan is 38, by the way.
Oh, okay, a little older than me.
He is 9 months younger than me.
Jesus Christ. But the one I threw out there was, what if it's David Arquette? And
He's only a wrestler in the very loosest of terms.
I still haven't seen that documentary yet, but I hear it's really good. And
Matthew said to wait until it's on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime, which I'm pretty sure it is now.
I haven't seen it. I haven't come across it. I'll have to check later today. But I do think
I
it would be
haven't
funny.
cared
I
enough
mean,
to look.
People would riot.
And that's the shit that Vince would do.
Yeah.
That's not something that I think that Tony Khan and AEW would do.
No, absolutely not. And one of the
He
things
still
though,
wants people to take it seriously as a company, you know?
Yeah, exactly. The main two for me are indeed, Angle and Christian. Someone that was doing some sleuthing found somebody high up in the organization's Twitter account, somebody in like maybe an HR-ish type person or something like that. And
Okay.
that person had just friended Christian on Twitter. And the same day that there were a couple, like the same day that she friended like Paul White and like a couple, like one of the Seidel's or something that has come into the
Gotcha.
company very recently. So could be.
I'm not gonna hate Christian either. I think
No.
Christian's got a lot of I think Captain Charisma is dude, he's been so underutilized the last few times he's been in WWE. They just look at him as like, oh, it's just Christian.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, god damn it.
He was always great. He had a great run in TNA. He held that
Yeah.
company on his. He fucking carried that company for a while.
Absolutely.
He also looked in incredible shape when he came back at the Rumble.
Yeah.
So I think he's still got gas in the tank. I think he probably knows that he's not going to get the same sort of respect and push that Edge has got in the WWE, especially
Not
with
with
Edge
Edge
just
being
doing,
there.
not with Edge being there. And he's probably, not jealous, but a little envious of it, and probably figures like, hey, I want to do that too. And I'm going to maybe go over and do it in AEW. So,
And why shouldn't he?
why shouldn't he? Yeah. And I think there's a lot you can do with him there. I mean, I could see him having a feud with Jericho. I can see him,
Oh man, I want to see the promos that him and MJF cut on each other.
without a doubt. I think you could have a small program with Omega.
Sure.
I mean,
Absolutely
obviously
can.
Omega comes out on top, but I think you
But
could
you
do
can
that.
have like Christian and Cody. I think Christian and Darby would be a good match.
Yeah.
Like
Christian and Cody sounds really appealing to me.
yeah,
I think their chemist. I think there would be a lot of chemistry there.
I believe that it will be Kurt Angle.
I
but
just don't know what you
feel-
do with Kurt as much as you can with Christian.
Exactly, and I was just gonna say I feel like it will be Angle, but I don't know why. I don't know what you do with him because I feel like there's more match potential with Christian.
100%. Yeah, couldn't agree more with that.
I don't know. You do Angle versus Taz.
Yeah. Is Taz like in wrestling shape though now? Like we always throw that out there, but
I don't actually know.
I don't either. I don't know how his I don't know if he's injury prone, or I don't know if
I really don't know either. And
Angle and
him
Sting.
and Taz, the battle of the broken necks.
Angle and Sting.
That would be good.
Angle Cody.
Omega.
Angle Cody.
Angle Cody. Angle Omega would also be a heater.
That's a marquee match right there if there ever
Yeah.
was one. So yeah, I mean, in the same way, there's a lot of the same people that you could have, with Christian, you could have with Angle.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm really on the fence with that, but those would be my top two. But then there's the what ifs. And the biggest what if that's been thrown around, and no, I don't think it's happening, but what if Brock Lesnar? The internet would melt. Vince McMahon would blow a fucking gasket.
Oh my God.
It would be the biggest possible fuck you that you could ever do, right? To WWF.
It would be the absolute biggest coup.
Minus The Undertaker.
Yes. The biggest coup that you could pull off in modern professional wrestling today.
Yep.
Because Taker has signed like a 300-year contract.
Exactly,
He owns his soul to Vince in perpetuity.
Yeah, that's not. Of course, it's not happening. But
no, and we would never assume that. Like, we were like, oh my God, Taker's going to do a signing at StarCast, and that was
and then
available
no, he wasn't.
Yeah, right. They're just like, nope, never mind. Taker's not.
We're gonna pay you twice as much to stay at home.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Fuck you, fanboys, that we're going to pay $500 to meet Undertaker.
Yeah, no thanks.
We were not among them.
No. I think that's it, though, man. I think we're good. A little longer than we anticipated, but hey, that's fine.
That's okay.
That's fine. We will go ahead and get this posted tonight because obviously that needs to be up before the show tomorrow.
Somebody should listen to that before we go. But yeah, it's been a good one. I'm glad it's a 2-for week for you.
Yeah,
if you're listening this week.
Exactly. So. Help me get my numbers up, bitches. Anyway, we out of here. We love you. We'll be back on our regular day for a regular show on Tuesday, discussing everything that happened. I'm sure at Revolution. And of course, check out onowrestling.com. Find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/ONRS Live, and patreon.com/ONRS. Oh, Instagram, too. Ono Wrestling on Instagram.
At Ono Wrestling.
At Ono Wrestling. We love you. We'll see you next time. What do we say? We out of here, Duncan! Woo!